Welcome back, everybody. We have the offline Dynasty with Texas San Antonio coming back here again, waiting on these guys to get off their rear ends and advance the online Dynasties, but we're going to finish out this season and get through the off season today. As you can see, number 4 in the country, number 1 defense, probably one of the top offenses in the country. Got a lot of good things happening with Texas San Antonio. And, yeah, looking to go to 12-0 and, you know, work our way towards that conference championship and hopefully a shot at the national championship. So we're going to get the ball first. Sal is back to return it with Stevens, excuse me. Both the wide receivers are back. Playing this game in Houston today. So 32-yard return, and we're going to see Elliott Jacobs come out on the field today for the first time. Greg Mosby in the backfield with Burnett. Mosby gets the carry, and he gets tackled for a loss of 2. He's rushed for 1,000 yards this season. He's had 20 touchdowns, and he's looked really good doing it. In the meantime, he has really improved from last year. And there goes Mosby with a run for 11 yards, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2. We're going to go with the triple option, and Jacobs is going to pitch it out to Mosby late, and Mosby has room to run. He's at the 15, 10, 5, and touchdown for Texas San Antonio. A 59-yard run for Greg Mosby. And Texas San Antonio, after the first possession of the game, will be up 7-0. Now you got one of the best defenses in the country, led by one of the best defensive ends in the country, Tremaine Rodriguez. 1st down and 10 for Rice. Wow. 13-yard run. 1st down and 10 for Rice. On the counter that time, they go with the draw, and they get him for a loss of 3. 2nd down and 13.
From their own 26-yard line. 2nd down. They'll spread the field here. Let's see what the defense does with a 5-wide outlook.
5 wide receivers. And he gets hit as he threw, and they're going to call this a roughing the passer. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Rice. Tremaine Rodriguez trying to get in there to make a sack. But he got rid of the ball a little bit early. Kind of a bullshit call, but whatever. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Rice. Ball at the 42-yard line. And Rodriguez is there to tackle him for a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. Oh, Bass was there to try to tackle him, but he couldn't corral him. Instead, it's going to be a sack and loss of 1 by Zach Young, the very talented linebacker. Young linebacker, too. And Tremaine Rodriguez with another sack and loss of 6. And it's going to be 4th down, 18, and Texas San Antonio is going to get the ball back here.
7. He heaves it deep.
Sal makes the catch, 49-yard reception, first down and 10, Texas San Antonio.
It's first down and 10 now after picking up 3 quick yardage through the air.
And he hits Sal, who is going to score. 30-yard touchdown pass, and it's going to be 13-0. And 14-0 with 1:41 left here in the first quarter. Texas San Antonio jumping on the Rice Owls. And tackled him for a loss of 2, second down and 12. And he gets brought down for a loss of 4, third down and 16 for Rice. Brandon Smith in there on that one. And tackled for a loss of 2, fourth down and 17 for Rice. And Texas San Antonio is going to get the ball back.
And as the defense comes back out, you can be sure they're thinking about that score they surrendered the last time around. As long as this quarterback has time to
Mosby is going to get this one. He's going to go up the left side, trying to break tackles, and he picks up about 15 yards. It's going to be first and 10 for Texas San Antonio.
43-yard line. First down.
Mosby picks up 5. It's going to be second down and 5.
5 yards on the run.
And at the end of the first quarter, it's going to be 14-0. The number 4 Texas San Antonio Roadrunners over the Rice Owls.
Action now here in the second quarter.
It's Mike Stevens who puts on the brakes, makes a man miss, and gets into the end zone for a 38-yard touchdown pass. And Texas San Antonio goes on top 20-0 over the Owls. Good throw by Jacobs, great catch and stop and go by Stevens. And just like that, the lead has grown to 3 scores.
That things changed in a big way before halftime. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
3-yard reception, second and 7 now for Rice.
Made the catch. He just kind of ran out of real estate. There was nowhere for him to go. 5 guys will be out in the pattern as they're in the shotgun.
Incomplete pass. It's going to be third down and 7 for Rice. Wide receiver just dropped that pass.
From their own 28-yard line. Third down.
And it's going to be 4th and 1 after a 6-yard reception.
As well as the defense.
And Rice is going to punt this ball back to Texas San Antonio. Ball's at the 20 now.
Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being.
And he hits Huff over the middle, who makes the man miss, and Huff is gone.
20. The 10.
Touchdown, Texas San Antonio. How about a 80-yard touchdown pass? And it's going to be 27-0, Texas San Antonio.
3 score. For the quarterback
Huff was wide open over the middle, and he just makes one man miss, and he was gone. Boom. 27-0.
Something.
Replay. And it's going to be offsides on Texas San Antonio. Oops. How about that? Running right into my entertainment center and knocked the controller out of my hand. But this is going to be a 1st and 10 for Rice now.
Concentration laps right there. The coaches will be giving them an earful for it, too.
First and 10 for Rice. Oh, wow. Brandon Smith forcing the fumble on the sack, and it's going to be 2nd down and 18. Brandon Smith getting involved here in the sack game. Coming off of his block and pulling him down. And a 3-yard run makes it 3rd down and 15.
The sophomore just stuck it to the ball carrier right there. That's a very good tackle.
Sacked again by Smith, and it's going to be 4th down and 20. Or excuse me, that was Kyle Jones getting that time. Okay.
I think we saw the effects of what a long drive can do to a defense the last time this offense was out on the field.
Mosby in the backfield with Jacobs. They run the draw with Mosby. And he picks up 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 6.
Maybe even the conditioning where they started to get a little bit fatigued. 2nd and 6. Ball on the 42. UTSA in control.
And he hits Stevens for 11 yards on the 1st down and 10.
This comes down to the timing between the quarterback and the receiver, and the result, again, a nice play for the offense. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 47.
Mike Stevens goes up and makes the catch, a 40-yard reception. And it's 1st and goal for Texas San Antonio.
How they were going to dominate these receivers. I think this is time that they step up and prove it on the field. Forget about talking trash. Let's see how they react after giving up that big play. It's 1st down. They'll be looking for 6 points here.
And he hits Mosby, a loss of 4. All-out blitz that time coming from Rice, and they played it really, really well. And able to force Mosby for a 4-yard loss. Mike Stevens down at the 1, and it's going to be 3rd down and goal.
From the 1-yard line. 3rd down. Around the line.
loss of 4. And it's going to be 30-0 Texas San Antonio.
Let's see if this drive has a more rewarding conclusion than their last, which ended with a punt.
This offense needs to start playing some emotional football. And down he goes at the 38. Nothing tentative on that run at all. He looked very determined and got the first down.
Rice is going to take their first time out of the hat. From their own 38-yard line, it's first down.
Incomplete pass, 10 seconds left.
That's just a shame. The receiver did his job. He's able to get a step on the defender, but the ball was underthrown.
Incomplete pass.
It might not be a lot of fun, but when you're a receiver, you've got to be able to take some hits and hang on to the football. It's just part of the game.
Third and 10 now.
10 coming up. Ball on the 38.
There's 7 seconds left in the first half.
He's at midfield. Quick throw.
And it's going to be a first down, and that's going to be how the first half ends.
They'll head to the locker room in a game that's not even close.
30-0 Texas San Antonio with the lead.
Hi, everybody. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis, David Pollack here in the studio as always to lend a little perspective to what just went down in the first 30 minutes. This game looks like blowout city. I don't think I'm crazy, David Pollack. I don't think it's taking up residence in blowout city. I think it's just passing through and visiting. We might have a comeback.
Well, I think you're crazy, and you need to go to the halfway house and visit and stay for a while, because this game isn't going anywhere back the other direction. It's over. Put the women and children to bed. Go find something else a little bit more entertaining. Open a bag of chips. You know.
I hope they show some fight here and try to stay competitive. If you're going to get blown out, you at least want to go down swinging.
Sacked by Tremaine Rodriguez. It's his second or third of the game, I'm going to say. That's his second of the game.
Defense looking for another sack in the second down and long situation. Quick out to his receiver. And he's
And a 21-yard reception. It's going to be first and 10 for Rice.
Yep, it was good enough to get him the first down. That's just a nice play.
And White gets him for the sack and loss of 4.
Sometimes it's just a relentless pass rush that results in a sack. That's what happened there.
So it'll be second 2nd and 14 after the setback.
And it's incomplete. 3rd down and 14.
Got some pressure and forced a bad pass.
I think they've been a little bit more aggressive here with their pass rush, and that time it paid off with an incompletion.
From their own 33-yard line. It's 3rd down. He's going to air it long.
Incomplete, and it's going to be 4th and 14, and Texas San Antonio is going to get the ball back.
Rhythm between a quarterback and his receivers are very important. Here he has an open tight end, and he just throws it to a wrong spot. Those guys got to get on the same page.
Sowell is back deep to return the punt.
I tell you, it takes some real skill to kill the ball that close to the goal line. Great job by the punter.
And here we go with the offense ready to
1st and 10. Ball at the 7-yard line. Texas San Antonio getting the ball back here for the first time in the 2nd half. And an 11-yard run by Greg Mosby, and he is a yard shy of 100 yards, knocking on the door here.
It's 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. He scrambled.
And he hits Stevens. Got a blocker downfield, and Mike Stevens is going to walk into the end zone on an 82-yard touchdown reception. And Texas San Antonio goes up 36-0. And Elliott Jacobs has not missed today at all. This is where you see the recruiting that we've done is coming out, and I mean it's basically a cakewalk for Texas San Antonio every single week in this conference because of the fact that they have been recruiting at a whole other level than what the rest of the conference has. And you see it playing out. They've had probably about 6 or 7 shutouts this season, well on their way towards towards another one here today if they keep this up. And yeah. This is just their. They've still got a whole nother class and a half that they've got to get out of here and replace. As Tremaine Rodriguez gets another sack, it's going to be 3rd and 25. These are still some guys that he's inherited from the previous coach, and this isn't going to be fully his team of just his players for another 2 seasons. So it really kind of gives you an idea about how well they've recruited and how good of a job they continue to do. Is Tremaine Rodriguez again with another sack, and it's going to be 4th and 33 from their own 2-yard line now. And they got half the mind to come after this one. And they don't get it. So it's going to be 37-0, and a great punt here to pin them deep in their own territory. Ball's at the 22, and that is where Texas San Antonio is going to start this drive, and a minute 52 left in the 3rd. Greg Mosby falling forward for 11 yards, and he is over 100 on the game. And probably just going to run some tempo here and get out of here with the win. But again, you just see how we can separate ourselves with these teams, and it's based off of basically 100% off of our recruiting and how we've done there. and a 13-yard run by Greg Mosby. But you've got a whole, like, legit Power 5 players on this team at all skill positions, and some guys on the offensive line and defensive line especially. But guys that would probably play at schools like Oklahoma or Florida or Tennessee or USC or wherever. I've won recruiting battles against guys, and I mean, it's just 150%. It all comes down to the fact of recruiting, and these guys are true. The guys that play at Rice are guys that would have only played at Rice. The guys that are playing on my team are guys that could be at Power 5 schools and waiting a few years to play. Instead, they came to Texas San Antonio, and they're playing, immediately, and they've done a really, really good job since they were freshmen. So it's a lot of good stuff for us, obviously. Mosby is going to take that one for 5 yards. It's going to be 4th down and 2. But this is a team full of guys who we have cherry-picked to be on this team. We've got another group of guys coming in next year that are going to be fantastic and just make us that much better. As he loses 4, it's going to be a turnover on downs. But I'm just kind of, for me, it says a lot about how we've recruited and how we win these games. – 12-yard reception, 1st down and 10. .15-yard reception. So Rice is probably going to score here. I gave them all that momentum on that turnover on downs, and a sack and loss of 6. It's 2nd down and 16 for Rice now. Brandon Smith with his 3rd sack of the game. Tremaine Rodriguez giving chase into him. Good catch, 6-yard reception, 3rd down and 10 for Rice. Jesus Christ, yeah. They're going to let them score. There's no way that they're going to let me shut out another team. That's just insane, though. That was 150%. That should have been a tackle on the initial hit. And a 1-yard run, it's going to be 2nd down and goal. And a loss of 1, 3rd down and goal.
And this is the 8th play of the drive. Just under 3 to go in regulation.
Oh my God. So Rice scores, and it's going to be 37-7. Rice down at home. Onside kick, we recover, and we're just going to run out the clock here. Carroll's in now. He pitches it out to Burnett. And it's going to be a 4-yard run. 2nd down and 6. Okay.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 44-yard line.
Under 2 minutes remaining.
He carries the ball for
5-yard run. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. And be able to bring this down to just shy of a minute and 10 seconds. First down, and that's probably going to be the ball game right here.
We're down to our final minute of this ball game.
So Texas San Antonio is going to improve to 12-0. Next game is going to be the Conference USA Championship game.
Makes it to the 24.
You like to see a team
And they are going to continue to roll here and make their march towards, hopefully, national championship berth.
UTSA comes to the line in complete control in this game.
Kick is up, and it's good. So it's going to be 40-7. Texas San Antonio with the win over Rice today. Elliot Jacobs had a pretty solid game. Stay with us. We're going to do some recruiting in the bye weeks before Conference Championship Week. And then we will move on to the next video.
Offensive line, the receivers, the entire group as just a whole just feel good about their performance.
So, no coach upgrades available. Ball in the game. We're going to go ahead and we're going to advance next week. See what that does to our recruiting board. So we get a huge commitment from the left outside linebacker, and we get a corner that commits to us. So that's 2 really big gets. We lose a guy to Arkansas, but Fui, who cares? We get 2 huge commitments at positions that we need depth at and positions we need playmakers at. So I'm all for that. That's a good trade-off. Sucks that we didn't get the offensive tackle, but, you know, it's all good. We also lose him to Florida State. And we're going to start giving these guys some love and see what we can get going. So there you go. We got our 2 top. We can... Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to go hard after him in the offseason. This guy, probably 2. Oh, gosh. That's a bummer. a lot of these guys we're just like right there on, but we just can't. Just can't get them. But I don't like good stuff on the bottom there. But you look at what we got on the top part of this recruiting class, it's not that bad. So, recruiting class is ranked number 17 in the country right now, with 2 5-star commitments. So, perspective, we have the same amount of commitments, 5-star commitments, as what Alabama does, Penn State does, and Virginia Tech does. We've got more than what USC and Texas have, and Oklahoma has, and Notre Dame has, and Nebraska, Miami, Florida State, Florida, Auburn. I mean, it's good stuff. It's good going. Baylor has a 5-star defensive end. Wow. So, anyway, long story short, we're going to go look at the top 100, see the guys that we've got committed here. We've got the number 4 player in the country. Number 4 player in the country. We also have a shot at the number 15 player in the country if we can finish out with him. We've got the number 29 player in the country committed. And I'm going to try to get the number 27 player. That's going to be the tough one. Let's see what else. We've got the number 56 player in the country and the number 3 outside linebacker. We've got the number 67 player in the country and the number 2 defensive tackle. That's a big give. We need some inside help on the defensive line. How about the number 2 strong safety, number 75 player in the country is up on the top of our list, and he's working hard. We're working hard to get him. Not going to be able to get the number 1 center. But we've got plenty of guys in the top 100 there, as you can see. We're going to go ahead. We're going to fast forward to the conference championship week now and see if we can't get maybe 1 or 2 more commitments off of these guys. It would be huge if we could, and it would make my life so happy. But I'm only counting on maybe 1, which is going to be the guy that's visiting this week. And that's not going to be, I don't think, an overly huge get, but still it's going to be something for us. And, you know, I'll take all the commitments I can get right now. So we'll see where this goes. Alright, so we get a coach level point. Boom. 5-star wide receiver just committed right there. Big time wide receiver just committed. So, yeah, no, he was a 5-star guy. So that's our 3rd 5-star in this class. Another skill position guy. Golly. So let's see what that does to recruiting for us. We're top 10 in the country now. Number 10 class. We've got 9 commitments. And we're ahead of the likes of all these guys with way more commits than what we do. 3 5-star commitments. All on the offensive side of the ball. All skill position players. But, I mean, still big gets, man. Big gets. Golly. That's huge, though. I mean, that's huge for us. If I can finish out with this guy and this guy, maybe this guy, and a couple of these 3-star dudes, that's a solid class right there. That's a win for me, man. Like, that's a huge, huge win. Wow. So, we've got the number 1 wide receiver and the number 3 wide receiver, both 5-stars, both very good overalls, and Man, that's huge money right there. That's huge money. I love it. So, man, and one of them's really, really fast. So, there you go. A good end to the regular season recruiting period. We're going into the offseason with the number 10 team. So, that means, and we made the jump all the way up to number 2. How about that? So we've got the opportunity to play for the national championship as well. Interesting stuff. We're going to go ahead and get that put on the clean laundry list. We are going to go ahead. We're going to end this video and go immediately into the Conference USA Conference Championship game against Marshall. But first, I'm going to show you a few things just to kind of give you an idea about how you're going to track if you're recruiting very good. Because you're going to get some guys that are very good overalls, and you may not, they may be like 3-star guys or 4-star guys, and you may not have the number 1 recruiting class, but they may be the best players at their position, and that's where you track this at. Again, it's the 4-year outlook of the championship contenders. It shows you how good you're recruiting, how good your players are, what your preseason ranking is probably going to look like for that season if you continue on the trend of recruiting that you're doing. Right now, as you can see clearly, I'm a top 10 team every single year. Once that I get into next year and I recruit for next year and I get all the 5th-year guys out of here, then that's going to be a number 1 ranking. Guaranteed that is going to be a number 1 recruiting ranking. I mean, a number 1 team ranking. So, but we're trending up, as you can see. So, this year, obviously, we're ranked number 2 right now. So, you know, that our rating is going to show that. But coming into this year, it was not number 2. I'll tell you that right now. It was like probably in the 30s or 20s or 30s or something like that. But as you can see, the next couple of years, we're going to be like number 6. The year after that is going to be number 7. So we do that. We get some guys to come back from instead of going pro, and that's only going to make that look better. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end this video here. Come back and watch me play against Marshall in the Conference USA Championship game. See y'all now.